Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new edition of Newbie and the Beast. Today we are reviewing a beast of a tank.
We are.
Yeah, this is the Cloud Beast King by Smok, the TFV12. That is the TFV12. It's huge.
Yeah.
We know they got the TFV8, the TFV8 baby, the TFV4. I mean, so many different options that Smok is coming out with, or Smok, however you want to say it. Tell us a little bit more about this device, Noah.
Yeah, so this is going to be one of the biggest tanks that Smok Tech has put out to date. It's definitely one of the biggest on the market as well.
The biggest I've seen. I haven't seen anything bigger.
Yeah.
There might be something out there, I don't know.
It's pretty big size, to be honest. It adds a lot of extra weight to already having a 4-battery device. But if you're looking for something that is to be kind of that sit at home, maybe just leave in the car kind of device, tank setup, do that.
Don't take it out in public.
Don't expect to be walking around town all day with this. Don't expect to be, you know,
you can take that out in public.
Keeping this in your pocket. You're looking like you're carrying around who knows what. But this is not something I would recommend to be carrying around. But if you want to, by all means, if you have big hands, you know, strong, by all means, do it.
Yeah, that's for a smaller guy like me. I mean, all right, so the tank is obviously humongous. How much juice are you holding in there?
It currently holds 6 mils of juice, which is on the higher end of juice capacity for tanks nowadays.
I would have imagined 10.
Yeah.
How big it is, but I'm guessing that the coils for this thing are humongous.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing the coil takes up most of the tank space.
The coil does take up a lot of space in the tank, but
6 mils.
6 mils of juice, yeah. And this is going to be a juice guzzler. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It is a juice guzzler of a tank, but like I said, if you're looking for that high-powered tank, the tank that's going to push the most clouds without, you know, looking at dripping, if you want that, by all means, TFV12 right here, perfect. But it still does really great flavor. I won't, you know, I won't.
Yeah, flavor-wise, one of the better flavors you've had. Or, I mean, me personally, I think the Cleto 120 is probably the best for flavor. You think it beats that?
Cleto 120 has done really well for flavor. This is kind of a step down because it is a very airy draw. It isn't something that's going to be a dense vape, but it's going to really push the amount of vapor just because you can run this at such a high wattage. But we'll go into about the coils a little bit later, just to kind of talk about having that higher wattage capability.
Well, let's see what kind of cloud that can blow.
Yeah, definitely. So currently I put in the Q4 coil, which is my preference of the 3 coils. There's the V12 coil, I think, and then that's a 0.12 coil. They have the X4, which is a 0.15 quad, like dual coil, so it's dual parallel coils sit next to each other. And then they have the Q4, which is the one that I'm using, which is a quad parallel kind of a deal. So it's 4 coils wrapped around all in one post.
Now, I remember you telling me before we even started this, I was asking you about the Q4 and the X4. Now, I know in my shop, the X4 is selling really, really well, and people aren't even asking for the Q4s, but that is for the TFV8. Since this is new, I don't even have the coils yet. So you actually prefer the Qs in these compared to the Xs?
I do, yeah. For some odd reason, I feel like the airflow is not as turbulent. I think that's the better word for it, but it's not as turbulent. I don't feel like I'm having to force the air through it, even with the amount of airflow it has. Because if you open up the airflow too much, I feel like with that X4, it just gets so windy, if that makes sense. It just kind of is a noisy draw. It's not something that I want to, you know, it's not something that I feel comfortable doing. It's so much smoother for me personally with the Q4. Yeah,
I like a smooth vape, so if that's gonna help that type of coil, you know, just because the X4 is really good for the 8 doesn't mean that the X4 is gonna perform well for the 12. That's why I think that's why they give you so many options. And then let's get a really good close up there using our Goldar mod. If you remember from last time, the Goldar mod with the Beast, the TFV12. It's humongous.
It's a big setup.
I mean, even the setup, yeah, you got the 4 battery setup there with the GX350. So yeah, I mean, it looks really cool.
Yeah,
but I mean, big.
Yeah,
do not take it out in public. If you take that to an airport, you're fucked.
Yeah, you got so many dang batteries to try to carry around for this thing. Battery life though, because this is, you know, such a high powered demanding tank, my battery life did see a greater reduction because I was having to run this device at a constant at least 120 to 160 watts, at least. And although this mod does do 350 watts, it just continues, my batteries just didn't seem to have enough life to last a full day, just because I was requiring so much power through my tank.
Okay, so 4 batteries inside of a GX350 with this tank, you barely got a day.
Barely got a full day.
Okay, with just a standard normal tank, maybe like a TFV4 or 12, you would have got a couple of days, right?
TFV8, probably TFV8, whether that be the regular, the big baby, the baby beast, I would have gotten at least a full day out of it.
Yeah, at the least. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah. So it kills your battery, it kills your juice.
Yep.
It's humongous. I'm feeling like you don't like it that much.
See, that's the thing. I do like it though.
See, that's weird.
Like
yeah,
it.
All right.
It's got kind of a weird niche to it. It's able to push the clouds. You're not really getting that super hot vapor like you would if you were using your own build. You're using an RDA. This still has that really great, feature to it, being that it's a tank. It's not gonna, you don't have to worry about having a burnt cotton on it really too much. Whether if your coil is going bad, obviously that's a different story. But you can see how much juice you still have left in it. You can fill it up if you need to real quick. It's an easy fill port. We'll kind of break it down a little bit more, like in depth later on in the video.
And that's got the slide fill, right?
It does have the slide fill.
Yeah.
Just like
pretty
the,
standard with their tanks. Yeah.
We'll kind of break it down for you guys, just kind of show you the internal parts near the end of the video. But pretty much overall, I've really enjoyed this.
Give us a cloud with that real quick.
Yeah, definitely.
I asked you before, you didn't want to do it, so
I'm sorry about that.
I'm like, fuck me, you don't want to do it.
No. We got off topic.
How many watts you at right now?
Currently, I'm using the Q4 at 110 watts.
All right,
it's comfortable for me with airflow halfway open.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of vapor.
Yeah, it's really pushing it a lot, which is, like I said, if you're looking for that clouding tank, there you go. Perfect, great. This isn't something that I would chain vape though, like just chain vape. It doesn't juice, it doesn't wick it fast enough to be able to regulate to be able to be a chain vapor. If you were chain vaping it, you would probably need to use a lower VG juice, like a 60-40 or something like that. Even a 70-30 is keeping up with it for the most part, but after super long hits over like 2 or 3 seconds, I do have to sit it down after that one hit, give it like 2 or 3 seconds for it to juice up a little bit better, and then go back to it.
Okay, so you got to take your time with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now here's one question that I know I would have if I was in a competition. This thing looks like a competition style tank. Could this beat an RDA, or is an I know a well-built RDA is going to win your competition. Is that going to keep you in a competition, or is you going to get knocked out?
If you're trying to do it with cloud comps, you're gonna be in the top 10 if there's only like 20 contestants.
So right in the middle.
Right in the middle. It's going to get you in that middle ground.
So you're going to be the best of the worst.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so it's not really for cloud competition. It's more for, like you said, staying home, vaping. You know you're going to have a lot of juice in there, and you want to build big clouds at home.
Yeah.
So, all right.
But if you are looking to trick with it, not a bad option though.
Oh, yeah?
Because you can close off that airflow, you can make the vape a little bit more dense. For me personally, the airflow is still a little too open, even closing it off for me. It's not really a favorite for me to use tricks for, but it's still really great, just all around a great tank. I mean, if you're looking for that next step up from the TFV8, get the TFV12.
All right, so we're going to go a little more in depth, right?
Yep, we're going to go ahead and break it down for you, show you guys the inside, how to install the coil, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So we'll be back. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and just break down the TFV12 for you guys real quick, just kind of show you guys the internal, show you guys the basic features of this. This is going to be kind of more in-depth, showing you guys the features of the TFV12. As you can see, 6mm tank. I have the Q4 still in here, and the fill port is up on top, swivel top, just like the other TFV8 tanks from Smok. Fill port right here. You got a little plastic ring right here to keep it sealed. You got your chimney right down there. Swivels right back on to close. Super easy. You got a Delaware drip tip here. It is not a 510. This is custom size. So you're not going to be able to switch out between your preferred 510 drip tip, unfortunately. But for me, I'm actually enjoying this wide bore drip tip. You have your Pyrex glass here. You got your airflow ring down here on the bottom if you would like to adjust it. just open it up all the way, and it is going to be it's going to be the same on both sides. It does continue to spin 360 degrees, so it has no stopper in it, so you can really find that preferred airflow for yourself. Now, to change the coil, most of the time I unscrew it from the tank itself just to make it easier. So I grip down here on these threads right here, and then I grip on the top here. Just kind of grab and twist. It's a little tight today just because of the temperature change, which is making things a little difficult for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually cut this out and then have it already open for you guys. But like I said, pressure in this tank is a little more than normal just because it has a higher capacity. But other than that, yeah, as you guys can see, I'm actually kind of struggling with it today. I don't know why, but I'm gonna go ahead and break this open real quick and then come back to it as soon as I have it open. God damn, son of a bitch! What do you have? What's your questions, Derek? Okay, sorry about that. It did take me a good minute to try to get this off. I think it's just the temperature change that kind of built up the pressure in the tank, but finally it's off. So I'll go ahead and open it up for you guys. And it screws down from there. Still a little bit of juice in there, but there's your 510 pin down there. There's your airflow in the base section. You got your Q4 coil in right here. Oh, let's not spin that. It's a little wet in here, so kind of makes things difficult. But there's your Pyrex glass right there. Put that right down there. Here's my Q4 coil. It's all juicy juice, and it just unscrews from the chimney right there. As you can see, it's really juicy in here. I do apologize for that. But there's that Q4 coil. This is that quad parallel coil thingy that I've actually really enjoyed the most out of all the coils. There's your chimney section and your top section right there, and that's pretty much the breakdown of it all. And the coils all kind of just install the same way. But overall, I really have enjoyed the Q4 coil the most. Okay, so we got the close-up now. I noticed something, a little bit of leaking, actually a lot of leaking, but I feel that's just because you took it apart. Have you had problems with leaking? The only little leakage that was in there, just because there was a little bit of juice residue still left over. But for me personally, I haven't had any leaking issues. I haven't really had that at all happen to me. I've been doing pretty well at, making sure that my tank stays pretty dry if I'm changing a coil. But for the most part, there hasn't been any leaking issues for me. No leaking from the bottom, no real spit back either, which is actually really nice. I haven't had any real major spit back off of it, which has actually made things really enjoyable for me, because some tanks out there nowadays, they seem to get a lot of spit back. These Salem tanks, their coils are just kind of, they're kind of subpar. They're poorly made. Smok did a good job with these, I won't lie.
It seems like we've been doing a lot of Smok reviews, but they're putting out good products, that's why. I mean, every time, we're getting something new, Smok is putting out the new stuff. I know a lot of people aren't putting out new stuff anymore because of FDA regulations or what have you, but these guys, I don't know if they're even caring about the regulations right now. They're just putting out new stuff. I don't know if there's some kind of workaround they're doing, but yeah, everything they're coming out with has been pretty good recently, and so not really leaking, well, not leaking at all.
Yeah.
So you've been messing around with it for a week and a half?
Week and a half, almost 2 weeks.
Okay, so in a week and a half or 2 weeks, no leaking problems, no big problems, no small problems that you can even address?
No, none whatsoever. I mean, this has been a really great tank. SmokTech did an amazing job with this tank. They've done a great job with their past products, and I'm really excited to see what else they're going to put out the rest of the year. So
what's your positives? Give me your top 3 positives, or just keep going with your positives.
Yeah, positives will basically be it's holding 6 mils of juice, which is at the higher end of juice tanks. You're allowed to run that higher wattage, which some people like. It's a wide bore setup, so you're going to get that great airflow for better cloud production. Some of the cons, though, for this would be the lack of flavor. And when I say lack of flavor, I don't mean, oh, there's no flavor. I mean, it's not as much as, say, you were dripping, or say as much as like the Cleto 120, but it is on par with like the TFV8 and the TFV Big Baby, I think it is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's, I haven't really messed around with it, but I can already tell, just being a newbie, what kind of con I would see about this. Too big, not for a beginner.
Yeah.
And The other thing is, for as big as it is, I would think it would hold more juice, but of course, it's that most of that tank is being taken up by that humongous coil. So, so those are the cons for me, and that's me not even using it. That's just based on look. If I was a new customer coming in, I'm gonna look at it and go, no, I don't want that. So this is definitely for more of an advanced vapor like the Beast over here, Noah,
or someone who's just kind of an enthusiast or wants that second device to sit at home, to be in the car. You know, they don't want to be dripping in the car.
You definitely have to know what you're doing in terms of vaping. So, definitely not for new people, but you got to be introduced to it at least. We got a question on Instagram? All right, what is it, Ashley?
So, Guamsta_TCV.
Hey, good old Derek, asking the questions.
Said to compare the TFV8 to the TFV12.
Okay. What's the comparison? I'm guessing it's just really the size, or is there
pretty much it's the size. That's really the only big difference between the two, is the size and the amount of wattage you can put into it.
What about cloud production?
Cloud production is I'm gonna have to give it to the TFV12 if you run it properly and you're using if you're using the V12 coils, which is like 6 parallel coils or something like that, like something ridiculous, and you run it like 250 watts, you're gonna blow everyone out of the water with your clouds.
All right, what's the next question?
The next one is from Vape Time Boy.
Okay.
Asking, are you going to give away the TFV12?
No, sorry.
Unfortunately, not at this time. We haven't gotten an official sponsorship yet to be able to do things like that yet.
Can't do giveaways. I mean, we only have, how many did we have in the shop?
2.
2, yeah. I took 1 for the review and I have 1 in the shop to sell. These are really, really hard to get. Can't even get the coils for them yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably can somewhere, but all of my suppliers don't have them. Every avenue I've turned to cannot get coils, and really hard to get the tanks. So, sorry, bro. So we did our pros, we did our cons. Overall, you like it. Me as a newbie, I'm probably not even gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna read the back of this box. The kit does include 1 TFV12 tank. It's a V12 T12 0.12 duodenary coil.
Yeah.
Now, he was telling me about that duodenary. I was like, I don't even know what that means. You don't know what it means either, right? I don't know. I don't know what duodenary means.
It probably means like 6 parallel coils, because that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, so I guess.
I'm going to guess that.
Comes with a V12 X4 0.15 quadruple coil. Comes with a V12 Q4, that's what you're using now, 0.15 quadruple coil, replacement glass tube, spare parts, and 1 user manual. Do not use if pregnant, breastfeeding, have liver or heart disease, or high blood pressure. So what else the box says?
Yeah.
All right.
Safety.
So, hey, I got high blood pressure. And I'm not going to use it because I'm a newbie. All right. So any more questions?
Yes.
All right. Keep the questions coming.
He also asked, is the TFV12 easier to open the bottom to replace the coils compared to the TFV8?
We had a little problem opening up the bottom, but that was because, like Noah mentioned, the temperature changed. It was like really, over here it's been hot, then it's been cold one day, then it's been hot and cold. So we think that's why, because earlier when you were using it, you had no problem, right? Today's the only day you had a problem opening up the bottom.
Yeah, when I was switching out coils earlier in the week, it came off like a super easy, just because I feel like it's a little easier than TFV8, just because you have a little bit more girth.
Oh, because it's bigger, yeah. You can actually just grip.
You have a little bit more girth to be able to grab it by, and they've done a really nice job of putting that little knurling around the edges to be able to grip it, which is actually pretty nice.
So the girth helps with the rippage.
Yep.
Bam. Girth. See, hey, girth is good, man. That's a huge motherfucker right there, man. It's just a big. I mean, look at that.
It's just
that thing is
tank.
Gigantic. Yeah. So, all right. Any more you want to add, or is that good?
I think that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good wrap. All right. So, go ahead and leave us comments in the comment section below on YouTube. If you have any more questions, we can answer you there. And of course, always check out Newbie and the Beast on YouTube. And you can find us at Vapor_93 on Instagram. And of course, you can find Noah at Elevated_official. Now, when you put official in your name, does someone else have elevated with
I don't
the
know.
8 in there.
I don't know. I just like to make sure no one else uses it.
Yeah, exactly. He's official. So, all right. I think that's going to do it for us. And of course, you can always get the best juice on the market. That is Lost Coast Liquids, the strawberry watermelon hibiscus. That is definitely my top seller. And of course, you can always go for some sellers that are in my top 3. We got the Betty Blue. And we got the Carolina Cookie. Actually, sold quite a bit of the Carolina Cookie online this week. I think it's in part because of the videos, and a lot of people are liking it, the Carolina Cookie. And the Betty Blue, it's a damn good cotton candy, blueberry cotton candy. So, all right, so there's that. I think we're done here.
Yep.
Any more you want to add? You're good?
Make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe to us as well. New videos coming throughout the week. My name is Noah.
All right, I'm Bobby.
And this has been Newbie.
Do we got one more question? It looks like we do.
Yes.
All right, last question. All right, last one.
Derek asked, can you use the coils or the same coils on both jigs?
No, these are coils specifically made for the TFV12.
Yeah. So that's that. I'm having a problem actually getting the coils from my manufacturer, like I was saying. So yeah, that's it. These tanks use completely different coils. It's a TFV12 branded coil. So all right, we're out. Peace.